I'm delighted to welcome you to this event. Today you're going to experience the future of motoring. For well over 100 years, cars have been powered by the internal combustion engine. But now we believe we are at the beginning of a paradigm shift. Electric cars have arrived. Now this shift is being driven by various factors, including concern about the environmental impact of fossil fuels and the ever-increasing costs of oil, caused in turn by increasing demand and the depletion of oil reserves. Electric cars offer a sustainable, energy-efficient motoring solution, and advances in battery technology have now made them a viable option. The revolutionary Opel Ampera is the pioneer of this new breed of electric vehicle. Whilst many motor manufacturers now have an electric offer in their range, only the Opel Ampera effectively overcomes the range drawbacks of battery electric cars. With a range of over 500 kilometers, the Opel Ampera simply eliminates the fear of being stranded without any battery power. It's a major breakthrough. Now, Opel has been developing alternative propulsion technologies for many years. General Motors engineers helped design and build the lunar roving vehicles for the Apollo missions in the 1970s. At our research centre for alternative propulsion technologies in Germany, Opel engineers are creating the future of mobility. We aim to be a leader in environmentally sustainable motoring, and we're committed to a range of technologies that can reduce and ultimately displace oil dependency, minimise CO2 emissions and encourage energy diversity. As well as extended range electric vehicles like the Opel Ampera, we're working on other exciting technologies such as hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, which are not constrained from a range or from a size perspective. We currently have a fleet of over 100 zero-emission hydrogen-4 fuel cell vehicles out on city roads, gaining real-world experience with various business partners. Our technological expertise is also seen in our range of highly efficient EcoFlex models, and we now have more than 60 of these consumption-optimized cars in our portfolio, and they account for nearly 50% of our total sales. But please don't think that electric driving means making sacrifices. Far from it. And as you'll soon discover, as well as being a brilliant new alternative to traditional ways of propelling a car, the Opel Ampera is also great fun to drive. You'll also experience the premium quality and high specification that makes it such a rewarding vehicle to own and to use. So I hope you enjoy your day, and welcome to the future.
The Opel Ampera is the first electric car that's viable for everyday use. It's a practical 5-door, 4-seater saloon with ample cargo space. It has a range of 40 to 80 kilometers on one charge, which is more than enough for the daily commuting needs of most people. Ampera produces zero tailpipe emissions. Unlike other electric vehicles, when the Ampera's battery power is depleted, the car's backup system, in the form of an onboard generator, generates electricity so the car can continue on its journey. This technology gives Ampera a range of more than 500 kilometers, thus eliminating the fear of being stranded and what is often referred to as range anxiety. The most important components are the primary electric motor, which delivers 111 kilowatts of electric power, the equivalent of 150 horsepower, and a massive 370 newton-meters of torque, a generator or secondary electric motor, clutches for various operating modes, and a planetary gearbox. A 1.4-litre Ecotec gasoline engine with 86 horsepower powers the generator when required. The Ampera is always driven electrically, which means excellent torque, seamless acceleration, and the potential for low running costs are always available. There are two operating modes. The first is electric vehicle mode, when the car operates on electricity from the battery that was charged from a power outlet. The second mode is extended range mode. This activates automatically when the battery reaches its minimum state of charge. In this mode, the engine generator seamlessly switches on to provide electricity to continue to run the car for a total of 500 kilometers. At the heart of all this technology is a lithium-ion battery pack. Opel and GM are the only manufacturers of electric vehicles in the world who produce their high-voltage batteries in their own factory. This is the only mass-produced battery with an active liquid temperature management system to ensure maximum performance and battery life. Recharging can be done from any 230-volt outlet, or for faster charging, there is an optional home charging system available. Owners can start recharging immediately, or program the charging time to take advantage of lower, off-peak electricity rates. As well as getting power from the grid and the onboard generator, the Ampera has an advanced electro-hydraulic regenerative braking system. When the car is braking, the primary electric motor temporarily works as a generator, and the electrical energy produced is stored in the battery. In most cars, this energy is wasted. During normal braking, the braking power of the electric generator is usually sufficient to slow the car. But during hard braking, the mechanical disc brakes automatically engage. So how does Ampera's technology compare to a hybrid? Hybrids are essentially a fuel-saving technology which uses a small electric motor to support the larger internal combustion engine, primarily at low speeds. The internal combustion engine is the primary driver. Ampera is very different. It is an electric car with a backup system in the form of an onboard generator which seamlessly switches on and ensures that the car continues to drive electrically when the battery reaches its minimum state of charge. At all times, the Ampera driver experiences the torque and seamless acceleration, which is a key feature of electric driving. Additionally, unlike hybrids, Ampera provides the option to drive exclusively on electricity from the grid. In most real-life driving conditions, hybrids are unable to match Ampera's fuel economy and low emissions. Even when the journey exceeds the electric driving range, and we include the range extender in the calculation, the Ampera has CO2 emissions of less than 27 grams per kilometre. No hybrid approaches this. So running the Ampera requires no sacrifices. It's an attractive car with dynamic looks. It's enjoyable to drive with a top speed of over 160 kilometers per hour and stepless acceleration from 0 to 50 kilometers per hour in just 3.1 seconds. With a low center of gravity, driving dynamics are excellent. Operation is silent and smooth. The car is driven like any other automatic. You don't need to learn a new way of driving. Ampera benefits from the generous level of equipment that you would expect to find in a contemporary premium car. The Ampera's active and passive safety standards are of the highest level with state-of-the-art systems, and it has been awarded the coveted 5-star safety rating by European safety authorities. The battery itself is optimally crash protected thanks to its form and integration in the center tunnel of the vehicle. So what about the all-important running costs? The price of the Ampera reflects its premium status, and unlike some other electric cars, the price is transparent and includes the batteries. But the Ampera's running costs are remarkably low. If the Ampera is charged at home or at the workplace and run exclusively on electricity, assuming charges at 20 euro cents per kilowatt hour, energy costs are just €3.20 per 100 kilometres. Compare that to a mid-size class diesel, which would cost €7.25 per 100 kilometres, assuming costs at €1.45 per litre. That's twice as much as the Ampera. Regular maintenance costs are around 15 to 20% lower than those of a mid-size class car with identical maintenance intervals of once a year or every 30,000 kilometres. Ampera is also covered by an 8-year, 160,000 kilometre warranty for the battery pack and all its components. Plus, there is the reassurance of our concierge service, My Ampera, which provides every Ampera user with personalised service and support. The other main aspect of cost of ownership is residual values. Residual values are a key component in the total cost of ownership equation. With Ampera, we have a very positive story to tell. Let's hear the views of two residual value experts.
The e-vehicles and the era of the e-vehicles is a very important one, but still people doubt that the range is good enough. The range extender overcomes that situation because even if your battery is empty, you still have the engine, which helps you to extend the range and end up with maybe 500 kilometers. In this time, nothing is sure. The only thing that is sure is fuel prices are on the increase. So now imagine this Opel Ampera is 3 or 4 years old and it's a used car at that moment, let's say in 2017. And then you have to compare as a used car buyer that this car stands amongst the premium makes, Audi, BMW, Mercedes, and maybe with the same price. So what do you do now? Do you decide to have an old-fashioned engine, an old-fashioned consumption maybe, or do you think that you are on the safe side when you buy a car which is of course 3 years old or maybe 4 years old, but still has got the technology of the future? If it comes down to the Opel Ampera, you have another big advantage. The car looks good and the car has great driving dynamics. Great! You have the feeling, if it comes from 0 to 60 kilometers, you have the feeling you're sitting in a Porsche. The fleet car of the future must combine two main things. It should be dynamic and it should help to save consumption and reduce emission. And the only answer for that at the moment is the Opel Ampera.
The Ampera can play a grand role in terms of signaling that as a company you are ecologically responsible. It may be a small decision to equip your fleet with these cars, but it's certainly a credible building block in your signaling of environmental credibility and friendliness. The Ampera is capable of addressing several of the needs of a customer better than traditional powertrains. And we see that technologies that offer these types of advantages, that they can in fact yield also a premium on the market in terms of residual values, but also on the new car market. The fact that Opel offers a very long warranty on the battery and the electric components of the engine, I mean, Opel does signal that the quality of the car is absolutely good and that they are willing to take the risk on it. And we believe that in a lot of markets, and in particular in those markets where premium brands and premium used car vehicles are sought after, that in those markets the Ampera can be very, very attractive and can compete against D-segment competitors.
So, welcome to the revolutionary, sleek and practical Opel Ampera. Europe's first electric vehicle to enable go anywhere at any time mobility. Welcome to the future and enjoy your drive.